So when you finally walked out from that relationship, from that work, from that place that was drowning you, from that toxic environment, you probably felt two things: relief and then the shame. The shame came in, right? You practically called it all manner of things. You called it quitting, you called it failure, you called it weakness. But are they though? Are they all of these names that you call them? Are they all of these names that you tag them? Are they? So this is another real talk episode, and the truth is, leaving is not an act of weakness like we all think. Leaving is the ultimate act of self-respect, is the ultimate act of strength. It is the ultimate act of self-preservation. It is the one bravest thing that you can do for yourself. Trust me. But the thing is, when all of this happens, when you leave, the hard part is usually after you walk out of the door. That is when the real deal starts. So in this video, I'll be giving you 5 relatable stages and steps on how to embrace healing after leaving. Yes, yes, it is very important that we talk about healing. It is something that a lot of us don't talk about. It is something that a lot of people sweep under the carpet. But we are not doing that here. We're not sweeping anything under the carpet. We are going to talk about how to embrace it and how to heal from it. Okay? So from the moment of doubt to the moment that you're going to be reclaiming your power. So we're going to be using this pain as a fuel to show you why letting go is your greatest form of superpower. And try as much as you can not to skip stage 4, because it is a turning point that changes everything. This is where the healing turns to growth, all right? So without much further ado, let's just dive right into this video. So the first step is the acknowledgement of courage. All right. This is where you need to reframe your mindset about leaving. This is where you need to tell yourself that the mindset you initially had about leaving is entirely wrong, and it is fine to leave. All right. Don't blame yourself. Don't guilt trip yourself to feeling like what you did is bad. It's not, because sincerely, living is strength. It takes a unique, a different kind of strength for you to live. It is not weakness, all right? This is the first thing that you need to embrace. This is the first thing that you need to acknowledge. It is very important to shape this mindset for yourself. Living is strength. It takes a unique kind of strength for you to live. It is not weakness. No need to guilt trip yourself or feel shame about it, all right? So the core action for this is to replace those negative words like fail or quit for courageous decision. This is you taking a courageous decision, not you failing, not you quitting, all right? Because when you change all of these words to a more positive word, to a more encouraging word, it changes the narrative, it changes everything, all right? So when you've replaced this, write out the reason why you left. All right, to write out each and every reason why you left and work with it, and acknowledge the fact that these reasons, they are valid enough for me to leave. They are valid enough for me to take these decisions, all right, to move into a better phase of my life. That is not the last moment of your life. No, that is like a page in the full book of your story, all right? So you're not going to let a page determine the whole story. That is an abnormality. That is an error. All right. So after acknowledging the first step, the next stage is the radical permission to rest, my people. Please, resting is not a sin. Resting is not a crime. Resting is not being busy. All right. Resting is what it is. Rest. Literally rest. It's not about being busy with work or trying to like fix yourself. After taking the decision to walk out the door, after taking the decision to turn your back, after taking the decision to leave, take a moment to rest. Rest from all of the negativity you've been through, rest from all of the things you've been through, rest from all of the pain that you have taken in, rest for the next stage of life that you're about to move into. All right. Use your resting phase to take a breather. Use your resting phase to re-strategize. Use your resting phase to let go all of those baggages. It is very important to rest. And I feel like a lot of us do not rest. Most times, after we decide to take a next step, after we maybe leave a toxic environment, a job, a relationship, whatever it is, we are on the move, moving on to the next one, right? We start looking for, what is it called now? A rebound. Instead of you to take your time to rest, you're looking for a rebound. You're going to end up bleeding on someone else or bleeding on something else that didn't cut you, that didn't hurt you. All right. Take a moment to rest. Actually, rest. Take off moments from social media and touch grass. Literally, a lot of us are missing this part of resting, reconnecting with nature, and being away from the social media. Literally, rest, please. This stage, I feel like I should hammer on it a lot because people don't rest these days. Everybody's on the run, everybody's on the go. A typical average person today, honestly, if you check their blood pressure, it's crazy because they're always on the go, 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 move, move, move. Nobody's resting. Please take a moment and rest. You need to rest. Literally rest. All right? Okay, so it's not a time for you to start feeling guilty or using that resting time to start having an introspection, nope, or start thinking about the bad things you've done or the negative things you've done. That means you're killing the efficacy of your resting phase. This is literally a time where you sleep, eat, sleep again, rest, play, have fun, rest. All right? Rest. I can't emphasize this well enough. I can't hammer on this well enough, but it is what it is. Rest. Do all of those things that make you happy, all of those things that brings you peace, all of those things that make you feel light. Yours is not the worst. Don't carry the word on your head. All right. It is not a time to guilt trip yourself. It is not a time to go through all of those negative phases and everything. No, it is a time to rest, have fun, hang out with friends, take it moments, stop whatever it is that makes you feel good. Do it. As far as you're not doing anything crazy or sinning against God and man. All right. So moving on to the next stage, the next step. So the stage 3 is the use the pain as data principle. Right. This is literally using your pain as a fuel to grow. All right. This is not the point where you drown yourself in regret, in pain, in shame and guilt. No, this is the time where you use the things you've learned, your experience, the pain as a fuel, as a propelling force to push you to do better, as a data that you have gathered from yourself, from life, to do better. All right. There is this popular saying that when you know better, you do better. Now you've known better. All right. You've learned from your mistakes. You've learned from your experience. You've learned from your past. You will use it as a data, all right, to do better. Not letting it waste or drowning in pity or all of those things. No one cares. Sincerely, this is a bitter pill, but it's the truth. Use your pain as a data to propel you for the future. All right? Because in all sincerity, this is how you use your heartbreak, your pain, your whatever it is you might have gone through as a wisdom to build the better you, and not a pill that you use and drown yourself in bitterness. No. There is this popular saying that you use the stone that people throw at you to build yourself an edifice. It's not that you just gather it, stay there, sit with those stones, and you are crying with those stones or sobbing with those stones. Nobody's going to care. They're just going to pass by you and maybe give you an A, yeah, and that's it. No. But when you pick those stones, use it to build yourself an edifice, people will applaud you. You will be appreciated more. All right. And it will even be a better life for you because you're not going to think yourself into depression, think yourself into high blood pressure, think yourself into one sickness or the other. All right. So instead of hating on the experience, hating on the pain, or guilt tripping yourself, or guilt tripping the person, or wallowing in pain, misery, or trying to play the victim card, how about you pick all of this data you have about yourself, this experience, these things that you have learned, and use it to build a future great boundary for yourself? Use it to align your next phase of growth. Because in all sincerity, an history or whatever pain or experience you've gone through that you don't learn from, you will repeat. All right. So gathering all of this data will be a plus for you to learn from and build yourself to become a better you. So you don't repeat the history that you're coming from. Does that make sense? All right. So moving on to the next step, the next stage. All right. Now, this stage is actually very important in all honesty. A lot of people skip this part. A lot of people live through or skim through this part without realizing that it is very important in their life process, in their life goals. And this is the identity rebuild. There is nothing as beautiful as your brand, your identity, because it sells faster than you sell. Like, your identity is going to sell faster than you physically. I mean, before you get there, your identity should have made a statement, all right? And a lot of people, maybe after going through a phase or whatever it is they go through, they refuse to rebuild themselves, their identity. Instead, they thrive on the old identity that people know them from. No, you have to get to that point where, okay, maybe I've been broken and people know me for maybe being shady or a bad rapist back in the days. Well, that was me. But this is me now. I've rebuilt myself. I've learned some lessons. I've used those lessons to make better decisions and do things better for myself. Trust me, when you do this, people won't be able to compare the new you and the old you, because the new you will overshadow the old you and they won't be able to compare both. But when you are wallowing in depression, in the victimhood and any of those things, it will be easy for them to be like, oh, that's how she is. But when you rebuild yourself, come out brand new like a phoenix, right? People will be wild. People would want to hang out with you. Nobody will tie the you now to the old you, because you're a new person. You're rebranded. You're brand new. Your work ethics, everything is speaking new, right? You're the new kid in the block. All right. So ensure that in all of this that you don't skip the part of rebuilding your identity, rebuilding your brand. It is very important. Okay? Because eventually your past might have been defined or known for some sort of bad experience, negativity, toxicity, or whatever. But the onus lies on you to rebuild yourself and identify yourself with better self, with better character, better traits, better attributes, better things, better passion. Rebuild yourself with good and positive things that you want people to know you for, that you want people to remember you for, not from the bad place you're coming from, not from the toxicity, not from the negativity and all of those things. All right, so moving on to the fifth and final stage for this video. So the fifth stage is strategic vulnerability. This is about closing the loop. Trust me, if you're very serious about moving on, if you're serious about growing, if you're serious about building a brand new identity, if you're serious about letting go of the past, the negativity, the toxicity, and whatever it is that you might have been through, this stage is very essential and important, right? Because if you're not strategic about this, if you're not intentional about your growth, you might end up repeating the process all over again. That you will end up going round and round the circle, repeating the loop. So try as much as you can not to skip this. All right. I kept the best for the last because it is very, very important. So while doing this, try as much as you can to share your story with an important person to you that you trust, not the public yet. Share your story, share your lessons, share the things you've been through with this person that you can trust. In case you're trying to fall back, they'll be able to hold you back and make you realize this is where you're coming from, this is where you sleep, this is where you faulted. You're not going to repeat it again, all right? It's like an accountability partner. If you've conversant with this word, I repeat it one too many times in my video. Accountability partner is actually very important. In as much as you are holding yourself accountable, there are sometimes you might forget, there are sometimes you might fault, right? So having someone that is going to hold you up would also play a major role. Okay, so having an accountability partner is very important to hold you up and watch your back in this journey of life. All right, this shouldn't replace the place of a mentor. All right, having a mentor is actually very important, right? But an accountability partner is also very vital, and also someone that comes in handy while going through your journey of life. And another thing you can do is also to share your story, all right? Because you never can tell. Your story might be helping someone out there, all right? It will be a means, maybe something you're contributing to the society for someone out there to learn one or two things from what you've been through or what you've learned in your journey of life, right? So this is where I'll be wrapping it up today. I'm trying as much as I can not to make this video too long so you get the points and ride with it. All right. Remember, these are actionable steps. These are not just things that you need to hear or watch and just drop it in the corner. It is something that you need to work on. It is something that you need to act on. I believe that when you do each and every one of these steps without skipping anyone, definitely there's going to be a unique change in your life, in your mindset, and the way you see things. All right. So this is where we are going to be calling it a day. If this is your first time seeing me, this is Luch's Journal, and my name is Luchus Sam. We share everything self-development, self-growth, life issues, and real life talk in this channel. All right, those things that many people sweep under the carpet, we don't sweep it under the carpet, and we are building a community where you can always come share your thoughts, share your burden. We give our ideas, we give our opinion, and we grow together. So if you have learned one or two things from this video, do well to drop your comments in the comment section. If there is anything you think that I missed, please drop it in the comment section. If you've been through this or you've healed, please drop in the comment section what helped you along the way. And please do well to like this video. Please engage this video. Drop your comment like I mentioned earlier. I read your comments and other people read your comments too. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't. We have a good time here. Trust me, we do. So do well to click on the red button. It is entirely free. I promise you, it won't cost you any money, right? So please subscribe already and turn on the notification so that you'll be notified whenever I make a video. Remember, I create long form videos every Friday and every other day, which is Monday to Thursday, Saturday, and the likes. I do short forms video, which means I'm practically on your face every day. So please, if you want to miss any of my videos or if you want to miss any of my lessons or any of my tips or tricks, please do well to subscribe to this channel. I beg you. And whenever you see my video, please do well to engage. So I'm going to be seeing you on my next one. And until then, please do take care of yourself. To this.